Hey there everybody, it's Dylan. What's up? How you doing? First and foremost, we are in a new location. It's actually just my living room. So I just moved because the lighting, bless the lighting in this room. The lighting in my bedroom is kind of like all over the place. So we are gonna be here today. But today's video is gonna be something new for my channel. I'm making a storytime video because I honestly did not vlog anything at KCON this past weekend. Was it this past weekend? No, 2 weekends ago. All I really did in terms of filming the actual convention was Snapchat. Follow me on Snapchat. But so much actually happened this year. This was definitely my favorite KCON experience so far. From the concert to the actual convention to all of the things I was able to do outside of the concert and the convention. Just a lot happened this year, and I didn't really film any of it. So this is me telling you what happened. This year I went to KCON with my friend Ashley, who's been to every KCON with me. She's my go-to KCON girl. She was super excited because SHINee was there, and SHINee's her all-time favorite group. I was excited for SHINee too. They're my second favorite group, but I was mainly excited for Taeteso because I love Taeteso. But also I was actually on 2 panels this year, which was the first time I'd ever been on 2 panels at KCON. Our flight was good, our hotel was good, except from like the moment we got there, which was mid-afternoon, all the way up to like 1 in the morning. There was constant banging. I don't know if they were doing construction. I don't know what they were doing, but there was a lot of noise and it was annoying. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It pissed me off. Like, can you stop banging at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I don't mean having sex. I mean like making literal banging noises, like punching a wall. We got there, like I said, Thursday afternoon, which was the day before KCON started, because for some reason at KCON LA, they have a third day that is kind of unnecessary in my opinion, because there's no concert afterwards. It's just the convention, and I feel like that whole day is just meant for checking in and actually getting your badge and getting ready for the next 2 days. The only cool thing I did the first day of KCON was I went to the Aegyo battle that Courtney and Jasmine have hosted for the past couple years, and that was amazing. They used me as a prop, but I don't mind. Courtney and Jasmine are my queens. They can use me anytime they freaking want. Anyway, back to Thursday evening. Soy from Soshified had invited me to a party hangout thing. All I knew was that it was Soshified staff. In case you didn't know, they like do a bunch of translations. They're responsible for kind of spreading girls' narration to overseas, to English speaking countries, in my opinion. Like, they've done so much for the fandom. Anyway, I digress. I don't know what time we got there. Point is, we got there, and there was the official set, the official background scene, the official place of filming of Taeyeon's Starlight music video with Dean. I stood where she stood. I touched the piano she played. Me and Taeyeon played the same piano. That's a thing that's happened now. Me and Taeyeon have laid on the same bed. Me and Taeyeon have sat on the same couch. So I can mark pretty much everything off my bucket list, because that's all I need before I die. Like, that's all I needed to do. That's all I need. Kill me now. And it was just a really cool little get together, and it was lots of fun. There was like 40 or 50 people there. Eventually, Miles J showed up and took over the stripper pole that Taeyeon also danced on. I didn't know some of the things he did were possible by a human being, but they definitely were, and I've witnessed it now, and I'm super impressed. I also got to meet Jackie, who you guys have now seen from my previous video, who, if you didn't know, is Amber's sister. Amber from FX is her friggin' sister. They share the same flesh and blood, but also she's just a cool person in general. She was really funny. And I also met Stella, who is a translator for all of us SOANs, and she was really cool. Everybody was really nice, and it was just really fun, and I'll never forget it. And I freaking swang on Taeyeon's swing, like what? And then it was Friday, and like I said, really nothing happened on Friday other than Courtney and Jasmine's Aegyo battle. That's the only reason I even went to KCON on Friday, to be honest. Oh, and Friday was when I filmed that video with Jackie and Soy after the convention, like late at night. That happened on Friday. Okay, Friday wasn't too bad. Friday was cool, but the cool things that happened on Friday really had nothing to do with KCON, actually. It was just seeing Courtney and Jasmine, and also Ronald and Zayn, and then getting to film a video with Jackie and Soy. So that was Friday in a nutshell. It was good. I liked Friday now that I think about it. But then Saturday came around, and nothing else mattered, because it was SHINee's day. It was their day. But before SHINee, a little bit did happen. I had a panel called All About the KCON Lineup, whatever, and I met Cindy Vo as well as Still Not David, and they were on the panel with me. I got to introduce SHINee, Davichi, and of course my girls, Titi So. That's who I talked about at the panel, and it was lots of fun. By the way, if you hear noise outside, a car is being towed right in front of me. Also, I'm turning blue. I don't know what to do about this. Someone needs to teach me how lighting works and how like my camera setting works, because I don't know how to do this. Every time I play with it, I either turn red, purple, or blue. There's no like actual real life color that I can be on my camera. Anyway, what was I talking about? So now it's like 6:50 and there are so many lines set up. It's just like last year where there were 40 million different lines. Nobody knew what line was for anything. There was no staff telling us what line to get in. We just kind of had to ask the people in line like, hey, is this for P2? Because me and Ashley had P2 tickets. We're like, is this P2? And then everyone was like, I think. So once again, just like every KCON, nobody really knew where the F to go or what the F to do. It was probably like 7:45 by the time we got in there. And the concert started at 7. Some like pre-show thing that we did not see. We got there at the very end of that pre-show. But when I say we got there, I mean we got there. We went in there. We were row 2. And by row 2, I mean like Shiny was sweating on us. We were basically P1 and we just got a seat. Like, I don't know why you would pay more for a P1 seat when I'm literally right next to you. Like, I can touch you, P1. Like, I can freaking touch you, P1. But I have a chair and you have to stand the whole time. I will never do a P1 thing. Nope. Nope. Seated all the way for me until I die. There was of course no sitting when Shiny came out, but for the other artists that I wasn't like super excited for, it's nice to like just sit back and enjoy the show and not like have my legs start hurting halfway through. Key, who is my bias in Shiny, if you didn't know, he should be yours too. Like, you're not even living life if Key isn't your favorite. Like what? Key was the MC for the night. So he was like saying, let's KCON, let's end countdown, which I honestly thought they were gonna stop doing because it's stupid and it makes no sense. In no language does let's KCON or let's end countdown make any sense. They're not verbs. They're freaking places to go and a show on television. You can't do them. So I don't know who made Key say that, but it honestly frustrates me because I feel like it was sabotage. You're trying to make my king up there look like an idiot and look like he doesn't know how to speak English when apparently he knows how to speak it a lot more than the actual creators of this event. Anyway, rant over. But in the moment, it didn't matter because Key is perfect and everything he says is perfect. He makes it perfect. So I was okay with it. Not really. I'm still very bitter. But every time Key would be done announcing something and he would come off stage, he would go down a flight of stairs and then circle around, running straight towards us. Like, I just felt him coming. I was like, oh my gosh, Key's about to walk right next to me. I'm about to like look him in the eye and he's about to look at me in the eye and it's gonna be a moment. It's gonna be a freaking moment. He got this close to walking right by us every time. Every other artist, when they exited the stage this way, they would come right next to us. Freaking Ashley touched Dean. Dre was actually right next to us the whole night. Dre from JREKML, as I'm sure you know. Dean actually recognized Dre and like Dre and his friend gave Dean like a slap on the hand and it was like a whole moment that I got to witness. I was right by it. And I so badly wanted Key to do the same thing. I wanted him to walk by us and he just left us hanging. Like, you can't do that to me, Key. You can't get me so hyped up for your presence and then not actually arrive. But do not worry about me. Everything was okay because then the rest of Shiny came out on stage with him and they freaking performed and it was sent from the gods above. I am a little bitter that Jonghyun and Taemin both did not do any solo songs like KCON had hinted in their Shiny promo video. I just felt like that was inappropriate and uncalled for them to tease us like that and not come through with their promise. Not that they made a promise, but they totally made it seem like Jonghyun, at least Jonghyun, was going to perform Oh Shiz. And he did not, so that was honestly a letdown. But he's perfect anyway, and him just being there made my day. And then Shiny ended, and the night was over, and I was very sad. Oh, there also other artists performed that day, but I don't really remember who performed what day other than TTS and Shiny and BTS was the next day too. That's all I really remember. I don't remember who was on Saturday other than Shiny, because who else matters? And after Shiny's day ended, guess what? It was now Taeso's day, aka my day, aka my dream day. It was time for Taeyeon and Tiffany and Sohyun to rock my world. And also I was on a panel that day at the convention, so lots of things were happening. I knew long before KCON started that this was gonna be my favorite day of the convention, and boy, was it. My panel on Sunday was actually at 11 a.m. It was like right when the doors opened, pretty much, because even though they open at 10 a.m., they don't actually open all the doors and let everyone in until like 10:45. So I don't even know if everyone who actually wanted to go to our panel that day was able to. I know even Kenny, who was on our panel, he barely made it. Like, he ran there, he was sweating, he was in a rush. Like, I don't know what happened, but we all got there, and it was fun. It was really cool. I loved the little Q&A that we had at the end of the panel. It was lots of fun. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Everyone was really nice. I got to meet Hayet's Faye, who was on that panel with me, who's so funny and so small and beautiful in person, and she's just like a fun, bright spirit. And I was on it with Kenny, like I said, Mr. Popo. Cheyenne was there, who I met previously at KCON. I really like her. And then David was on it again. He moderated both of our panels, so that was cool to see him again. And then Courtney and Jasmine actually came to our panel, and then we got to hang out afterwards. And Courtney was rocking this red tracksuit that gave me like I Got a Boy, Girls' Generation vibes, and I was living for it. And I found out later that she wore it probably because she loves red. I know she loves red, but also she's on Team Valor, and that really changed our relationship. Team Mystic all the way. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't talked about this yet. I caught so many Pokemon at KCON in Los Angeles. It's ridiculous. Like, even if Tetiso and Shiny were not there, it was worth the trip alone to catch all these beautiful, amazing Pokemon. I can't even name them all off the top of my head. This whole Pokemon Go experience is changing my life, and honestly, I'm happy anywhere I go now because there's gonna be new Pokemon there. And now I'm super depressed to be back home where nothing happens in life, but also nothing happens in Pokemon Go. Just freaking Pidgeys, Rattatas, Zubats, everywhere. Can I at least get a Jigglypuff here? We went to a panel that was called the Oppa and Unny debate, where basically the host, Ashley, introduced two audience members, and those two audience members would have to go head to head and try and destroy each other's biases. Like, it was Taemin versus Kai. It was Mamamoo versus TTS, which, by the way, some girl started dragging Tiffany, and then Ronald, who I am like forever grateful for now, went up and defended my girl and defended just TTS in general and freaking slayed that other girl. Like, I just want to say, like, she's deceased. Ronald is just too funny. He needs to be on like a reality show or something. And then after that panel, me and Ashley checked out the panel that Miles J was on. It was the K-pop LGBTQ plus XYZBAV panel. And that was definitely my favorite panel to actually watch because every panelist had really interesting things to say. Miles J showed some really cool and interesting vlog footage from Korea, and another panelist showed some footage from Gay Pride in Korea, and she was there and she filmed her experience, and that was very interesting to see. And it was actually a packed house. Like, me and Ashley had to separate because there were like no seats left. That was like my favorite panel to go to. Yeah, that was really cool. And I think that was the last thing we did before my death, before Tetiso killed me. We just circled around the entire concert entrances. Like, we went to every entrance just to see which one didn't have very much of a line, and we just walked in, and it was cool. And I got a pretzel, and I actually got to enjoy myself and sit down and watch the pre-show. And by the way, oh my gosh, there was like I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know what form of martial art it was, but it was breaking blocks, and it was flips, and it was just freaking acrobatic as fuck. There was like a team of freaking airbenders just like doing flips in the air as a pre-show, and it was amazing. It was an experience. It was great. And this time for the concert, we were a little further back. We were row 5 instead of row 2, but our actual view of the stage was a lot better. Even though I wasn't as close as I would have liked to be, my view of their beautiful faces was perfect. And Sunday's concert just overall like just slayed me. Everyone was amazing. Davichi was amazing. They brought the house down. Twice was amazing. Like Uwa is forever my jam. Of course, Tetiso was amazing. Like, they're perfect. And then also BTS was amazing as well. Like, everybody this night just freaking blew me away. Both Taeyeon and Tiffany came to our section and waved to us multiple times. And I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. It was just amazing, and nothing else makes me happier than like them being in front of me and like looking happy. Like, I don't know why, but that in itself is worth anything. I can't even look at the camera because thinking about this gets me all flustered. Sohyun didn't come to our section by herself like the other members did, but she was so cute and her vocals slayed me. Another great moment was during Sohyun's introduction, she spoke completely English. It was perfect, and she said, KCON is lit, and it lit me up on fire on the inside. It was like the cutest thing I've ever seen. And Tiffany tried to get Taeyeon to speak English, but Taeyeon wasn't having it. She was like, come on, you can say that in English. And then Taeyeon was like, no bitch. And as if that wasn't enough, it was actually Tiffany's birthday in Korea that day, and she noticed the 9-year anniversary signs that Sochified had handed out to everybody, and then she kind of acknowledged that it was Girls' Generation's 9th year anniversary coming up as well, and it was just amazing, and I'll never forget it, and I'm dead. I'm very bitter that we did not get to see Taeyeon's solo or Tiffany's solo. Just the fact that they were there and there was a stage for them and they didn't get to do that is just so sad, because who knows the next time they're gonna come to America and I'm actually gonna be able to see them perform again. It's gonna be probably another year before they come. I think the maximum amount of songs any artist could perform was 4. So I don't know, you should have given an exception to freaking Tae-so, you know, to Tiffany and Taeyeon. Like, let them sing their I Just Wanna Dance and Why Bops. Come on, just they will bring the house down. Let them do it. The concert ended with BTS and they were amazing, of course. Then we went back to the hotel, went to sleep, woke up, left the hotel, went to the airport, and now I'm back here. I'm sitting on my couch. Hopefully I will be able to move to Los Angeles. Like, that's where I want to live now. I guess that's it. So I hope you enjoyed my first little story time video here on my channel. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. There will be new videos from me all the time, so I hope you decide to join us on this trash-filled journey. And until next time, bye-bye. Annyeong!